What up, YouTube? It's your boy, Detroit Love, with another video. What up, everybody? I am wanting to come on tonight and just get some things off my chest and talk with you guys. So let's get it started. What up, Doe? What up, Frashero? Frashero, what's going on? Good evening. Hope your day was wonderful. Monday. Just gotten over the disappointment of the Lions not making it to the playoffs. It's something we've been used to for a long time, but we was hoping it would change. But Seattle was able to win their game, and that just spoiled it all. Let's see here. Let me see if this thing is done. Almost done there. But I just wanted to come out on tonight. Hey, I appreciate it, man. I am a lover of the arcades, man. That's one of the most fondest memories of my preteen years, my middle school years, was getting out to the local arcade, man. Now, what do you have any cabinets? Do you have any real arcades? Do you have any Arcade1Ups? Drop it in chat. I would love to hear what you're playing on. Are you just a console guy? You got a Nintendo Switch? What is it that you enjoy playing? I would love to hear from you. But I'm just a lover of arcades, man. I really enjoy playing arcades. I don't play them for hours and hours and hours like some people do. I come down, I play whenever I want to play a particular game. Whenever people come over, it's the first place they come to and the last place they leave from. So everybody enjoys it that comes over. Everyone has their favorite cabinets. Some people just jump from cabinet to cabinet. I just love being able to offer that to my friends and family when they come over. And you know, I modified two of my early cabs, the Arcade1Up Street Fighter 2 as well as the Galaga. And the way I like to be able to have some options. I like to be able to play games that bring back memories, and I like to play them in the most authentic format as possible. So that's why I chose the Galaga and I chose the Street Fighter, because I can have all the landscape games or horizontal games on one and all the portrait or vertical games on the other, and that way I play them as true a form as I can possibly do. I definitely love the arcade. I love putting quarters in the arcade. When I was younger, I didn't have a whole lot of quarters, so I didn't like that aspect of it. But being a grown man with discretionary income, I definitely enjoy putting the quarters in. So I modified those two modified cabs to allow me to put quarters in them. I love the sound of that quarter going through, hitting the bottom of that pan, striking up that credit. There's no other feeling there. So when that's what the arcade is about. And a lot of people say they love arcades, but not many put coin doors in their arcade. And to me, that just seems kind of weird. That was the fun part. Well, and I guess some people are younger, so they had tokens or they had dollar bill machines that you had to slide in. Maybe it doesn't have the same effect of that dollar bill going into the say the pinball or whatever. But for me, the arcade, the uniqueness of the arcade was that quarter being put in there and popping a credit to allow you to play. And so there's just no better way to launch a game than to do so with a quarter. But what I wanted to talk about today was turn this thing on here. And let's turn these off. Is the evolution of Arcade1Up. They recently announced that at CES their deluxe cabinets, and everybody's focusing on, or majority of people are focusing on the fact that they're redoing cabinets that they did before, and that I don't know if it's irritation or anger that the game they want is still not available. I'm not going to pretend I know how everything works or how this industry works, but I know a very simple thing. They have to have licenses to do things, and they have to get sign off on those licensees for a product to be produced. So obviously there's a lot of tricky moving parts for these things to happen. A lot of these companies are not owned by, these licenses aren't owned by the companies that you even think of. The people that you think own these licenses aren't necessarily the people that actually own them. And if they do, they could be tied up in other licenses agreements that they have with other people that restrict or prohibit these licenses from being used at a particular time. So we're never going to get everything we want at the time that we want. It's just not going to happen. But we can't lose fact of what is happening at the current time, and that is Arcade1Up, more than anybody, is willing to change and adapt to the needs of the diehards. So obviously the first cabinet they came out was 4 feet tall with no back glass, no riser. It didn't have a real authentic shape. It had this banner of games listed on it. I mean, it was not trying to look like an authentic cabinet whatsoever. That wasn't their intention. They just wanted to give you a game to play, a game or two to play with the joysticks and the appropriate controls in a cabinet form. And they just assumed that people wouldn't mind sitting down to do so. And a lot of people still do prefer to sit down, but that's why they have stools. So even the cabinet's taller, even if you want a full-size arcade cabinet, if you want to sit down, you get a stool, right? So the arguments and the things that people say about why they dislike what Arcade's doing, it just baffles me because it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Arcade1Up has been evolving to get their cabinets as close to the real thing as possible. Every step of the way. And the reality of it is that they're going to have to feed the masses, right? They're going to have to make their Pac-Mans. They're going to have to feed the masses what they want. They want games that have household recognition and a large quantity. They're going to get Pac-Man. They're going to get Pac-Man. They're going to get Pac-Man every year. The same way that Toyota makes a Camry every year, or Ford makes whatever their particular model is each year, so that they're able to sustain their business. Camry's not going to say, I gotta recreate make a new different car model every year to satisfy the Toyota people. What's going on? Pac-Man for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. If that's what you like, that's what they're going to give you. No reason for people to be angry and upset. I'm done with arcade. It's just so bizarre. It just doesn't make. If you are a lover of what up, if you're a lover of arcades, you should be excited about what Arcade1Up is doing. What's going on, man? Just chilling. What up, Biggie D? Uh, you should be excited that these cabinets. Look at this cabinet. This little tiny ass cabinet they came out with. Everybody complained about, cried about, uh, and they said they wanted more authentic. More authentic. They made it taller, made the risers, gave you custom risers, um, and now they're giving you the most authentic cabinet to date. The most authentic cabinet to date. And so what? They're starting with their money maker. They're starting with arcade, the Pac-Mans. They're starting with the Mortal Kombats. What's going on, everybody? They're starting with the making some money so they can have some money in pockets to do what they want to do. And again, I said the other day, so I changed my title to be a little cleaner here. Feed the masses. Previously on Super Game Room Dudes, I said feed the masses and learn from the asses. And so I cleaned it up. Learn from the diehards, because diehards can be asses at times, right? They can really be really ridiculous because they want what they want and they think everybody should move at their when they want them to move and do what they want to do to give them what they want to give. But businesses don't work like that. If businesses moved at the whim of every person, they would be going in so many directions, they can never even focus on giving you anything that you really want. So unfortunately, they can't do everything the diehards want when the diehards want them. And again, licensing clearly is a restrictor of movement for any direction that they want to go. Am I finally going to get a deluxe? Eventually, I got to talk this out with my wife. She discovered Killer Instinct Pro back there, and when it was mid construction, and she thought we agreed that I wouldn't bring in cabinets in, and then she saw Blitz next to it and was like, "Hey, that's new too." So I can't buy anything unless I talk it over her and get rid of something else before, because it's taking over too much of the space. So yes, I will get a deluxe unless something else comes out in between the time that I make my move and get that all worked out. We're going to be going to back to Jamaica this year, so that's going to take up some money there. Should be one of our final trips before the girls are all off doing their own things. So that's going to be a lot of fun. But look at that Pac-Man. Let me grab this from up here. This is my baby right here. Let me bring this up. This is my baby right here, Pac-Man. This is one of the games I grew up with playing. I stood at this cabinet looking just like that. Stood at this cabinet for hours and hours and hours growing up. And a lot of people have. Pac-Man is so, it just resonates. You know, we had the Pac-Man cartoons, we had Pac-Man cereal, we had Pac-Man everything. Pac-Mania, it was wild. We definitely love our Pac-Man. And I do not have a Pac-Man cabinet yet. I have that little one. And the reason why I got that's the numbskull cabinet. I got that because it looked just like the cabinet that I remembered. I spent hours and hours on. So let me shut up for a while and let me look at some of the comments, because you guys are spitting them out faster than I can keep up. So I usually come on with content minded, and sometimes I just need to hang out with you guys. So I'm gonna try and slow it down and just hang out with you guys, and digest what you guys are saying here. So love your content, sir, says Virgo Punk. Always look forward to your videos. First time catching you live. Hope you're doing well. I am doing excellent. I'm excited about these new deluxe cabinets. I don't know which one I'm going to get, but I definitely want to get one. The Blitz back there was the first cabinet I got that had the full coin doors, because I've been pushing for coin doors since Arcade1Up came out. First thing I pushed for was like, man, you got to give us backlit marquees. I had to put those on my earlier cabinets myself, and I was like, it's not an arcade if you can't see across the room, see your favorite game lit up, and had that beacon shine out to you. And I said, you can't have a cabinet, an arcade cabinet without quarters, without the coin doors. And so you see back in my Blitz, I had to light up those coin doors because they didn't light them up, but they did light them up on the Pro, which you can actually push those. So I'm a big fan of actual coin doors, but they're expensive, right? I think if you're a lover of arcades, one of your cabinets, pick one of your cabinets and put a real coin door in there so that you can get that satisfying drop of that coin, popping that credit into it and dropping it into that pan. Is your pan. They're your quarters. You get them all back, you know? You ain't got to be traumatized from your childhood when you didn't have a whole lot of quarters like I did, and you hated to have to put those quarters in there. It's your arcade. It's your home arcade. Get you one. I always say, whatever your best favorite cabinet is, put a coin door on it, and then require that you play with quarters, so that it's played less unless they're willing to put some quarters in it. So I see somebody here is talking some smack. Let's see what's going on here. What up, Nooner? Man, I was so hoping you guys lost that game, because we had a shot. I knew that my guys was gonna take out the Packers, but we needed you guys to lose. You guys did not do that. So congratulations to you guys for making the cut. So I'm excited for you guys now, but I really wish the Lions could have done that. Jason says, Deluxe baby, doing Pac-Man right. Man, that thing looks authentic. That's the way it's supposed to be made. So I'm glad I didn't buy any of the other Pac-Mans. I wasn't going to do it because it didn't have the right look, and they are definitely there. Appreciate you guys coming over from the Game Genie stream to check me out. I really do appreciate that. Add water and watch it grow. Is that my hair? That won't do it. They are definitely the best looking part, and we can't be so selfish. Can we just not be selfish for a little while, right? Why can't the masses get it the way you said it should be at the beginning, right? Why can't the lovers of Pac-Man, Mortal Kombat, why can't they get their first cabinet? Why can't it look the best it should look, right? And then down the line, if you don't set the precedents, then you're never going to get your cabinet to look the way you want it. What if they released Mortal Kombat 4 last year with a riser and no coin door, right? And then you'd be mad when they finally updated to this cabinet. So give it time. They're making those progressions. We're talking about riserless, which people are focusing on that. We're talking about recessed screen, all that, the angle screen, all that. But the key thing is this cabinet looks exactly the way the original one. This is no other cabinet that Arcade1Up has made. They have not made one that looks exactly the way the cabinet did. Now, again, they got their Arcade1Up branding on it, and they have to adjust the graphics so that you don't cut it off like you do on this Killer Instinct Pro, right? You see his arm is missing on Spino because they wanted to keep that drawing larger. If they, made it smaller for him to fit on it, then people will be complaining about that. People are going to complain no matter what, because you can't get it exactly perfect because the cabinet is not exactly the same proportion. So, it's going to be some give and take. But these cabinets, these deluxe cabinets, are definitely the closest that they've gotten so far to it. Kind of slap in the face to legacy buyers and original owners. How is it a slap in the face? You guys buy our Apple watches, Apple phones every year. They come out with one every year. Are they slapping us in the face because we bought last year's iPad, iPhone, iWatch? No. We bought what we wanted at that time, and And it's always going to come out. Get it out your mind. They're always going to have new products coming out here because they're in the business to make money. They're not in the business for you to have the cabinets exactly where you want it and everyone that you want. That ain't what they're in the business for. If that can work out that way, then perfect. But they're in the business to make money. They're not making money from the few hundreds of diehard fans, or even if it's 1,000 diehard fans that's got 15, 20 cabinets in their basement. They're not getting profits off of you and me. They're not making their money. We're a small bunch in the crowd, right? We're a small bunch in the crowd that they got to feed. They got to feed the masses. They want an Arcade1Up cabinet in every household. They want one in every household, not just 10 in your household. So they got to make their money from the people. It's not a slap in your face. You bought it. I bought it at the time when it looked the way it looked, and we loved it, and that's why we bought it. So all of a sudden we don't love it, right? All of a sudden we don't like it. Come on, people. Can we be real? There's one thing you're going to always get from me. I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to tell you the truth. If it hurts you, I'm going to tell you the truth. I love my Gen 1 Street Fighter 2 cabinet. I mod the hell out of it so it looks almost like it operates like a real cabinet. But my Gen 1 or it's a Gen 3 Golden Tee, but it's the original. They come out with the Shaq. I'm not like, oh my God, they got a bigger Shaq, Golden Tee with Shaq on it. It's bigger and taller. Yeah, but that don't make my Golden Tee all of a sudden not fun to play. Come on now. Do I really have to say this, people? Do I really have to say this? Is my Golden Tee no longer fun? Your cabinets are still fun from the day you bought them. So we just got to be real about this, guys. We can't be so wrapped up in ourselves that we can't stay in reality. You can't stay in reality. The cabinet still is fun, regardless of what new product came out. My phone still works, even though Apple came out with another phone. Even though I got Google Pixel, and I got the Google Pixel 4. They're on the Google Pixel 7. My Google Pixel is still serving me well. I make most of my videos on my Google Pixel and edit them on my phone, and it's still working just fine. I'm not sitting there saying, "Oh my goodness, Google did me so wrong. They came out with the Pixel 7 and got better video and better pictures." My Google Pixel 4 XL is still serving me, and until it don't, I'm not worried about the Pixel 5, the Pixel 6, the Pixel 7, Pixel 8. Let's just be real, guys. But there are people. I got a cousin. He buys a new phone every year. He sells his old one and applies that so he gets a discount on the new phone because he sells his old one. But to him, it's satisfying because he's got the latest and greatest. If that's you, he's not crying about it. He's excited. He's got the newest phone. He's excited. Either you're excited about your moves or don't move. Don't move unless you're excited. So Arcade1Up is not making you go out and buy a new cabinet. If the new cabinet's not for you, leave it alone. Leave it at the store. Let somebody else pick it up. When you take it off the shelves, it means somebody else that walked in to Best Buy behind you didn't get it. Who walked in behind you at the Sam's Club didn't get it. So if you wasn't out there getting all these cabinets that's making you so angry, somebody else will be getting their first Arcade1Up cabinet and loving it. That's the truth. So let me slow down because I'm getting worked out. Because man, I think let's have fun with these things. Look at this room back here. Every time someone comes down here, they're having fun. They're not saying, you know what? That Golden Tee don't look like the Golden Tee I see at the bar. I go to the bar. That Golden Tee you have does not look like that Golden Tee. I'm not playing that. They're saying, man, get your butt over here. I'm going to whip your butt on some Golden Tee. They're having fun. They're enjoying it. Look, they don't know nothing about all this drama you guys are making out there. They have no idea. If they came across one of these cabinets at their store and they had money in hand or money on a credit card that it would be appropriate for them, they would grab it up in a heartbeat. But they can't do that because you guys are buying them and crying about buying them. Come on now. The love iPhone is one item, not multiple items. Yeah, but still, it's one item that they make every year. Am I lying? Let me know. Is it one item that they make every year? That's the point I'm making. So let's just be real about this guy. You gotta enjoy life. Uh, you gotta enjoy life, man, and just have fun. Um, and that's what these cabinets. If you're not having fun with these, man, you should just sell all of them and then go back to the PlayStation. Go back to the PlayStation. Um, it's not going to bring the same joy. I got PlayStation, I got Xbox, I got that. Well, but people come over here, they're not standing in line to play my my PlayStation. They're not they're not like, oh man, look at that Xbox Series S. They're like, man, you got a arcade in your basement. Let's play. They're not saying, oh, this man, how do you play on this? This thing is shorter than the original one. You know what I mean? They're not saying none of that. They're just playing. They're just having fun. Play more, fight less. That's gonna be my mantra throughout the year. Let's stop it, man. It doesn't make any sense. Let's focus on improving it like we've been doing all these years. Now, come on now. There are multiple sizes of iPhone. You know that. Even the Google Pixel I have, there's multiple sizes. The regular one and the XL. I got the 4XL. So I chose to pay more money for the bigger one. The people didn't want to pay that, where it fits in their pocket right. People buy the product that's appropriate for them. And again, some of us are never going to get our cabinets from Arcade1Up. That's just the reality of it. My cabinet beyond Pac-Man, my favorite cabinet is Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong Jr. Okay, I ain't like the third one. Uh, that's just the way I am with most things. Once you get to the third movie and the sequel, you lose me by that time. But I'm never. I can say that. I can say that. I'm never going to get an arcade, a Donkey Kong Jr. from Arcade1Up. Hopefully, maybe one day Nintendo sees the desire and need for this to make a cabinet available themselves or through somebody else. But I hope they do make one available because I love to have one. But I'm never going to get one from Arcade1Up. I can live with that, even though it hurts my heart. Right, absolutely. Octoman PC. When people come, they're like, wow. They're envious of you. They're excited for you. They want to be part of this play. And when they leave, you guys are crying like, oh my goodness, they came out with a new Pac-Man and it wasn't Mortal Kombat 4 and oh my God, I might have to buy another Pac-Man. They're not worried about all that stuff. They just come to your house and enjoying it. Uh, and I wish you can just get back to just enjoying what this thing does. Um, oh yeah, well, I'm gonna have to have a talk at some point in time, but it's not gonna be until later in the year. And again, we've all talked about this before. Uh, if the prices it's an issue to you, excuse me, the price are issue, by now, don't buy it, don't pre-order it, right? Don't pre-order it. There's enough people else, let them pre-order it. Uh, and don't buy it the first month it comes out, okay? Because it's retail. If it's only at arcade1up.com, then there's not a whole lot of flexibility. But once it goes in the store, there is the possibility that it could go lower, but then there's a possibility that you can miss it, right? The Star Wars is an example. People want it, but it's not available because they hadn't made anymore. There's no guarantee that they're going to make anymore. Some of those limits are based off of licensing agreements, so they're only allowed to make a certain amount. They may have to renew the license, and maybe they want more money about it, more money the next time they make the cabinets. All kinds of reasons why a cabinet may not happen. So Stardust says that's the problem. I'm having too much fun collecting that I need more new cabs. Now, see, now my good friend Michael B. Let me mute this. He he won't admit to it, and don't you guys tell him I said this. He has a problem. He has a problem. He has to have the newest cab. He has to have the newest cab, or he has to have it. If they put it on sale, he's gonna buy it. Um, I've never been like that. I've never had to have the latest model of computer, phone, tablet, TV, none of that stuff. I buy what I like. I enjoy what I like. I use what I have until there's a need for me to change it. I've always been that in my whole tech life. I've always been that way. So I'm different than some people. I've never really been a collector. It just because I use the stuff I get. Now I have one thing that can resemble collecting, but I only have one, so I can't really say it's a collector. I have this Barry Sanders, little plastic figurine. It's still in the plastic container. The container is turned yellow. And now I bought this in like 2006 or 2004, the 40th Super Bowl when they were here in Detroit. And I bought this thing. I want to take it out, but I hadn't. But I had it at work, and I think the sun was hitting it on the top of the shelf or something. And so now the plastic yellow. So it's like I don't think I would have ever sold it anyway. But I kept it in the plastic. But now I think it's time to take it out the plastic because it's turning yellow. Biggie D says, I think Nintendo will one day do a home arcade of Donkey Kong. I hope they do. It's one of my favorite games. But now see here, now Chris, now once the Nintendo 64 Donkey Kong with the 3D thing, I never really liked that. Once they got out of the arcade, I did do like the Mario Brothers. I did like that on the Super NES and things like that. But but once they got the Nintendo 64 with that with the 3D monkey throwing the whatever he was throwing, coconuts, whatever it was, they lost me. They lost me at that point in time. So I probably lost half of the crowd because I was telling them let's stick with the truth. So they weren't liking what I was saying. I appreciate you guys hanging by. But I wanted to put this up here. Is this available? All right. So let's turn this off. So I just want to have this playing in the background while I'm talking. Let me turn this off. Okay. So I don't know if I can have the sound on just a little bit. I can't hear it, so maybe I shouldn't have it up. It's probably drowning me out. Sneaky Pete's in Ann Arbor, and I don't know. It's looking kind of rough here, but so don't. If it's too loud, let me know. But this place still just takes quarters. It takes quarters like it should. No dollar bills feeding in, no tokens. It takes quarters. All the pinballs are $1 to play. This is arcade to me. This is what I like. I like taking those quarters, dropping them in, popping that credit, and launching a game. That's what I like. So. Yeah, that was Donkey Kong Country. Yeah, I just wasn't a fan of Donkey Kong Country at all. I just didn't get that. I mean, I played it because that's was out then, but it's not something I look back and like, oh, I need to play this. So I'm curious in the chat. Do you guys go to the arcade? Do you guys still find joy in going to the arcade, even though you have arcade in your house, a home arcade, a home game room? do you still go out to the arcade and play? And if you do, yeah, they don't really have any modern. I think they have the late. I don't know what the latest House of Dead is, but I think they had like House of Dead 4 or something like that. Um, and I hope I'm not getting you guys dizzy with this. Um, but this was New Year's Eve, and I was waiting to pick up my daughter and her friend, and so I just ran down here and just soaking in the sounds, soaking in the sights, looking what games I want to come and play. Some of these pinballs I haven't played on virtual pinball nor in the real world, so I definitely want to. Come here. I'm definitely gonna come here and play some of these pinballs. AC/DC, that's one of my favorite games on my virtual pinball. I played tons and tons of that. It's between that and Spider-Man. Those get the most of my virtual quarters. Now, I keep saying I'm gonna find this website, but Console Kits had shared this site that finds the arcades near you, and I need to ask them what the name of that is. Matter of fact, I'm gonna ask them now. Second. What's the name of that website that finds the local arcades near you? Let me just tag him. So I want to share that with you guys because I found this one I already knew about, but I found another arcade that's near me, and now the one that's closest to me, they don't have quarters. You pay by a block of time, so it's $20. It's $20 Monday and Saturday. I'm sorry, Friday and Saturday evenings, and then I think it's like from noon to close, from noon to maybe 11 p.m. or something like that, and you pay $20 all you can play, and then Sundays is $15. Detroit Love, I would like to thank you for helping me pass some time since I'm working on night shift. I'm in Italy. Well, thanks, man. I appreciate you joining in and doing that. Okay, so it's called Pinball Map. Yeah, so it's a website that you can put in your address or area code, and where you go? I don't know where my keyboard. Oh, my keyboard done died. Let me switch this cable. My keyboard is dead. Hold on, fellas. Sorry, you guys get to see the top of my head here. Did I shave today? You guys tell? Goodness gracious, this cord is too short. Oh my goodness. I don't know what's going on here. Something's. Oh, that's the power switch. That's why. And I'm not even drinking. All right, there we go. All right, turn it back on. All right. That's obviously not the right cord. That's not it. All right, I'm not gonna worry about it. Let me switch back over here. Sorry about that. But yeah, if you look up the Pinball Map, that will show you. Blocking your website comments. I can put them up here. Q Dubs is getting the Deadpool pinball. All right, so it's also an app. Yeah, so Pinball Map, that will show you. So AC/DC, MOTU, what is that? I should know that. I can't think. I can't think. What is the MOTU? I cannot think. Yeah, I heard that when he called P Dubs Q Dubs by mistake, slip of his tongue. My keyboard is actually pretty slick, but it's rechargeable, so I never. Let me unplug this. I can just unplug this little small monitor at the bottom. Use that plug, and then there we go. We're in business. But I think it's still going to take some time to charge up. It's just completely dead. But I do see that it's. Oh, and it is working. It's just not lighting up yet. It doesn't have enough juice. All right. Oh, Masters of the Universe. Okay. Okay. Masters of the Universe. So looks like Pin Heaven. Yeah, so this is a nice place. The other one I took some video, but I didn't get to go in because the day I went up there to found the other one with the pinball map program. They weren't actually open because the door was open because the guy was in there fixing the pinball. Oh yeah, Butterflies. Yeah, we used to go to Butterflies all the time. It was the big, like the big dome place. They had the golf, what do you call that when you practice golfing? The practice range and arcades and pool and all kinds of stuff. Yeah, Butterflies was the place to go for so many years. I don't know if it's still there or not. I haven't been that way in ages. Um, I have the high score on the Donkey Kong and Pinball Piece. Oh yeah, Pinball Piece. Yeah, Pinball Piece is a really nice place. Like I said, I like that it still takes quarters. Um, get in there, use the cash machine and convert your dollar bills into some quarters and just have some fun. Highly recommend. Fun spot in New Hampshire. Is that what NH is? Um, I live in Nashville now, and the arcades here are pay for time. Yep. So the one that's closest to me is pay for time. The $20, all you can play. And so I was looking at that. It's like if I go to Pete's, Pinball Pete's, if I play 10 pinball, they're $1 piece, right? And I play each game twice, I'm at $20. So maybe the pay for time is the right model if you can play a whole lot. But if you're just running in, getting your fix, but I guess by the time you travel, but I just like putting those quarters in. I like that authentic feeling. I like the sound of that quarter dropping through. Put the credit up with the little pop. I like hearing that coin drop in the box. But I know when we were younger, we used to discover ways to play without paying, and I know those shop owners did not like us. They had to figure out a remedy to that really fast. So I always like to say we helped develop the more secure arcade systems because we used to use straws and pop credits through the hinges on Donkey Kong. We used to use the paper clip in the coin returns door and pop credits in Pac-Man. If there was a way for us to play, we found it, and they eventually got smart enough to not let any type of gap exist on those cabinets. So $20 to play is cheap. Yeah, I don't think I've ever been to a place where you play pay one price and play. So I definitely I'm gonna check it out on Sunday because that just works out better for me, and it'll be $15 then. So that's pretty cool. Save even more. What was that? Quarters aren't recommended. And putting a bunch of quarters on the glass or pool tables. Yeah, like I said, my two cabinets back there, they got a stack of quarters on them. and people just pick a quarter up and put them in and play. If somebody needs a quarter or two, uh, I guess I wouldn't have any complaint or even know if that's happening. But people, they like playing. They go and play those cabinets more. I won't say more, but just as much as the other ones. Uh, and they like putting. I think they like putting those quarters in as well. So I do want to just say I think Arcade1Up is doing the right thing in these deluxe cabinets and continue the evolution from the beginning 2018 to making these cabinets look and feel like the real arcade. Um, yeah, I did a tour, and Andrea, of my. Um, I mean, it's not a huge space. It's an unfinished basement, so. But I did do a tour of it. I think it was a short. Was it a short? Let me just look real quick here. Maybe it was a short, and I'm not seeing shorts on this list for some reason. But yeah, if you search my website, just type the word tour, it will come up. Oh, it's right here. Let me do this. So I will share this screen. So I'll take it. I think if I do this, so it was a short. So I'll just put the link in there. I'll just put the link in the description. I'll make sure I don't close this one. Okay. So here's the link to the quick tour of the game room here. But the cabinets I have the Star Wars, which I got late, but I was able to find a good deal with basically the same price as the initial launch. But it was from a company I had never heard of. This was some type of German catalog company, and they had these coupons that took off, whatever their price was. It took it like probably 150 to 200 bucks off. So I got it for 400 bucks or less. But I definitely didn't know about that. So thank you, Google, for finding that for me. But so I got the Star Wars. I got the iArcade. I have the modified Galaga that has a real coin door on it. I have the NFL NFL Jam, which is not mine. It's my grandson's, but I still hadn't been able to get it over there to them. I have the Street Fighter 2, which is modified to have a real coin door for two slots for the quarters, a double door, I guess is the proper term. And I have the Golden Tee at Games, what's it called, Ultimate at Games, ALU, Ultimate Legends. I have the Pinball. I have the modified Toy Shock. And I still haven't got my ALP at Games Legends Pinball up because my Toy Shock works just fine. So I've been really slow in progressing with that because I just turn that other one on and play. I don't have to do anything new, right? So okay, what were you saying about why do I have my because I had it on the other side over here. I had it under my AO Gamer Pro, at Games Gamer Pro, had it under that, and you can see it from that side. But I wanted to be seen over here with all the other cabinets. And Stardust, my Countercade is battery operated, so I can put it anywhere. I don't have to be in any given spot. It's a free cabinet. And so I put it there when I was taking some pictures, but normally it's over on the other side. And I don't have a whole lot of I don't have walls, so I can't hang stuff up. And so I have limited space. This place is just jam packed, but table space is a premium here. My birthday, my nephew has his birthday there every year. Where was that at? Was that Pinball Pete's? I know, because I have an ALP. I already have one, but I'm modifying it, and for some reason the plunger broke. Now, when I received my ALP, it obviously got hit with like a forklift, a lift or something. So it took a whack right on the joystick, and it had been working fine. So it had this little love mark. But when that ALP went down in price, I was thinking, do I just buy it again and just take the parts off? Because the price was incredible. But I never saw them here. I saw the empty spot with the sign with the price, and I had to share it with the guys, the game room dudes. I'm like, is this the mini uh, pinball? And they was like, no, that's the original one. It was that cheap. I'm like, goodness, if that would have been there, I would have had to do some explaining. Lucy, you got some explaining to do, because I would have had to get that one in here and get this one out, and it would have been a mess. Um, but yeah, it was priced so well. I definitely considered, if it was available, would I buy that to to buy it just for the parts. I know if they're looking really sad on the ground next to the pro. Yeah, well, the pro is bigger than everybody in here, so they're all looking a little. They're all looking little to it, just not that little to the pro. Now, I'm really digging that pro. Now, this weekend, um, uh, the Your Average Gamer did a tournament on Saturday night on the KI. It was KI, whether you're on the original KI or the KI Pro. But he had a Killer Instinct 1 tournament. Man, that was a lot of fun. I suck at it, so I didn't last long in the tournament. But it was a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed it. It was like from 10 p.m. to like 2 in the morning, or 9 p.m. to 2 in the morning, whatever it was. But that was a lot of fun. And then Moat, Mike of all trades, he did a tournament with the Killer Instinct 2 on Sunday. Now we learned some things about that it's still in beta. The spectate mode and all that stuff is still in beta. But we had some challenges with people connecting with the Killer Instinct 2, and that was regardless of whether they were on pro versus standard. So something was weird going on. We didn't have any of those issues on Saturday with the KI1 tournament. So there's definitely some room for improvements on that. And so hopefully Code Mystics sees that tournament and can just determine what the deal was with that. I had a similar experience with my my Blitz. I bought the Blitz from Sam's Club, full price, $6.29 before tax, and they refunded me half the price. Um, and so that was fantastic. So you saw both the tournaments. Yeah, that was some good stuff. They were long, uh, but they were fun. So they was obviously um, showcasing some of the games. They definitely want to showcase my game. Now, I had some pretty good rounds off camera. I never was on the screens because they know I don't have any skills like that. But I know I played Steps Gaming, and we had some pretty good rounds. She still kicked my butt, but I at least won some against her versus losing to all the other people that I played, and not even getting a round in. But yeah, so I just wanted to come on for a minute and just talk about, I'm excited. I'm excited about uh, the evolution of these arcades from Arcade1Up to uh, to give us the ability to have cabinets that are closer to the real thing. Um, and so I'm not angry that Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong Jr. is not being released by Arcade1Up because that's what I want. I'm not angry because I bought, the Street Fighter 2 cabinet and now they came out with Shoryuken cabinets. You know what I mean? I'm not angry. I'm excited. I'm excited for people being able to get cabinets that they enjoy, cabinets that their friends and families can enjoy. I'm excited that the home arcade market is advancing and getting more authentic. I can't wait until they offer coin doors on them, if that's something. I know their motto is no quarters needed, so they probably won't ever do that. But thankfully, we have third party people like Tulsa Arcade that makes pre-cut door panels so that you can put a real door on if you wanted to do so. So I'm glad that whatever Arcade1Up is not able to do, we have third party individuals and companies, small companies, making money, making changes, making these things the way you want them to be. Because in some cases, what you want is not necessarily what I want, and that's more prominent in this smaller niche of diehards. So clearly, Arcade1Up can't make everything all of us want, because we all want something different, right? So they got to feed the masses and learn from the asses. They got to learn from us that's passionate about it, that's willing to get all riled up because we feel a passion about something. So they're keep learning from us. They learn from us to get from step one in the evolution to step two to step three, and going forward, they're going to keep learning from us where it's cost effective, where it makes sense. They're going to keep improving these things, and realistically, how many more cabinets do they even have? They even have in the lineup. If they give them to you all in 1 year, you guys are going to be complaining because they're going to have to keep replace. They're going to keep having to reproduce things for someone other than you. Let me say that again for the people that's hard of hearing. They're going to have to keep reproducing cabinets so that people other than you can have fun too. I know that's a wild idea for some people to grasp. They're going to have to redo cabinets so that people other than you can enjoy a home arcade as well. Wow. This is some deep stuff we're talking about here. I don't know why we have to say this. They're going to redo cabinets because they make a certain number of cabinets, put them out into the retail. Guess what? People buy those. And guess what? They're no longer on the shelves for people to buy. So if other people are going to get cabinets, they have to make more cabinets to sell. This is. I feel like I'm in elementary school. This is, why do I have to say this stuff? What's going up ballistic? Thanks, Detroit Love. Love your channel, man. I'm an Atari freak on my channel, but the other half of me loves Arcade1Up. Yeah, again, we all have pens. I got my it's called Meta Quest now. I got my Nintendo Switch. I got my PlayStation. I got all these toys. And I love all of them. I don't buy anything that I don't enjoy. I don't buy anything that I don't like playing. I don't buy stuff to put them on the shelf and collect dust. I put them out here to be played. So that's me. Other people are different. They like collecting stuff. They want one of everything. They want two of everything. One in the box and one out the box. Thanks, BA. I appreciate you coming and stopping by. Yeah, everybody's different, and they're not going to be able to satisfy everybody on every release with every cabinet. It's just not going to happen. WrestleFest will come this year, but I think it will have the same treatment of Blitz. And this is where now the Marvel versus Comcat, Marvel versus Comcat 2 still is not online. So I understand why people are frustrated about that. But I don't understand why we still having conversations about Blitz. Even though Blitz is in beta, we can play online. Yeah, it didn't come day one, and if it never came out, yeah, I would be bitching and complaining like the MVC 2 people. But Blitz is online in beta. We can play each other online. So why are we still talking about Blitz? I don't get that. Why are we still talking about Blitz? Happy Monday to you, Mike Hawk Hertz. Happy Monday. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to be truthful. I'm trying to be realistic. If you are a lover of arcades, you should be excited about the deluxe cabinets. If you love arcades and the ability for these arcades to come to people's homes, not just your home. Don't be so selfish. Can't other people enjoy Arcade1Up too? You already bought up all the cabinets. There's no more in the store. They gotta replenish the supplies in the store so other people can have cabinets too. Can we not be selfish people for a minute, for a couple of months? Let the new people get some cabinets that look like the real arcade. If you're not excited, if you can't be excited for the new people coming to Arcade1Up that gets these deluxe cabinets that looks like the authentic cabinet, that look, not only is it riserless, it looks like the real cabinet. It's got the coin door like the real cabinet. It's got the backlit marquee. Is looking more like the. They don't have to start where we started and have these little small cabinets, and we don't have to have a sticker of. They don't have to have a sticker of a coin door on it. They, they're getting the best of what's available today, and it's making you mad. Don't be selfish, people. Let the new people have fun too. You bought up all the other cabinets. You left all the sucky ones you didn't want out there, and now they don't have it. They got to get something they don't want. They let them get their Pac-Man. Come on, man. I'm gonna keep ranting about it. I'm gonna keep the positivity. I'm gonna keep the truth coming. Whoever can't swallow the truth is gonna just thumb down the video. If you like what I'm saying, hit that like button. Let people know it's about positivity. It's about evolution. It's about changes happening. We can talk about other cabinets that we like. I got the At Games ALU. The ALU is not evolving. The appearance of it is not evolving. With the user interface, right? It's the same user interface, it's the same body. They're making the internals better and add more games and stuff, but they're not evolving that cabinet to be anything different. Arcade1Up is at least evolving the cabinets. When iArcade came out, we all knew it didn't look like a traditional cabinet, but we wanted to support them because we love the arcade. We love the arcade. That's why I have the iArcade here. I was part of their Kickstarter because I wanted them to come to market, right? I wanted them to come to market because I'm encouraging people to come into market, to give me more options, to give me some choices. And now they evolved, and now they have the backlit marquee, because that's the only thing I don't like about the iArcade. It's the only cabinet in my home arcade that doesn't have a backlit marquee. And I know there's been some third-party things that people did, but none of them appealed to me, so it's still the only cabinet I have without. But it doesn't make sense for me to buy another one just to get the backlit marquee, right? So I'm excited for iArcade. I'm excited for At Games. I'm excited for Arcade1Up. I have my modded vertical and my modded horizontal or landscape game. I can play most of these games on those cabinets, but when people come over, they got to stand in line because Pac-Man's only on that cabinet or Street Fighter's only on that cabinet. No, I got options for people to be able to play, and I reduce the list of games to play, right, by having cabinets that are dedicated or more dedicated, so I give people options because it's not about me. It's not all about me. I get the joy of seeing other people enjoy themselves too, and so that's why I can be excited about the deluxe, because I don't know when I'm going to get my next cabinet, but I feel confident that any cabinet I get going forward is going to at least have some of these improvements, if not all these improvements. So that's why I'm excited. That's why I'm excited, because I'm not ready to buy a cabinet right now, but because they're making these changes, it makes those changes more possible for when my cabinet comes out. It's going to have more of the features, more of the look, more of the authenticity that I want that cabinet to have. I don't have to make sacrifices and say, oh, okay, I'm going to get this one because that's the best thing is out. Hopefully they're going to make it the way I want it, straight out the box. So that's what I'm hoping for. Okay, I got you. So I heard they put in latex if you pick the Packers. I doubt it. But if someone has found that to be true, let me know. Hey man, I'm gonna keep telling the truth. It's my iArcade, and Al, I don't know if I've ever said thank you for the logo. I believe P Dubs paid you for it, but man, we're gonna have to get together. I think I might need to get you know, a logo, some changes and whatever. But I appreciate that, and I use it all the time. But I definitely wanted to hook up with you to talk about some possibilities of some logos, different shots. But is my IRK collecting dust? Well, all of them collect dust down in the basement, so I had to wipe them all down. But when I have people over, they all like that. The sound on that alone draws people over there to check it out. So the IRK always gets attention, and the kids, the younger kids play the arcade more, the IRK more than the people my age or in between, um, because the kids don't have any connection with any of these cabinets, and so those games on the IRK just appeals to them more. And typically, I put something up on the IRK and the at games, Legends Ultimate. I put certain games up. I load them preloaded up because they're a little more complicated to get around. Right, their user interface is not the most attractive, not the most user friendly. Um, so I always put what I think that's going to draw people over to it, and it always works. So is it collecting? Does it gets played the least from me? Uh, but it but all the games come on, which my wife doesn't like in the electricity bill. But all the games typically come on. And I've been lately. You see here, I have those games off. I'll just put in these ones that are right behind me when I'm doing like a live show. But typically, if I come down here to play, I turn them all on because I don't know what I'm going to play once I get down. So the IRK definitely gets played less for me, um, but I get all these choices to play from. So, but do I never play it? That I can't say that's true. I do play it. I just bought the the game with the jet skis, so I've been playing that. Um, so yeah, but all of my games get a little less because I'm only going to come down here for a few minutes here and there. I'm not going to come down here and play for hours unless I have company. When I have company over, that's the most time all of these cabinets gets played. Period. When it's just me, uh, I've been playing Blitz lately because that's a lot of fun. I still have to say Blitz is by far the funnest cabinet. Funnest cabinet from time I turn it on to the time I get off of it, whether I'm winning or losing, whether I'm kicking somebody's butt or they're kicking my butt. Blitz is a lot of fun. It's not to be taken serious like a Madden. It's just a lot of fun. I obviously been playing a lot of KI because that's something new to me. I'll play it, but I'll tell you, I'll tell you what game gets the game that gets the most dust, if you want to call it that, and that is the NBA Jam because that's not my. I didn't buy that for me. I bought that for my grandson, and I still haven't been able to get it to them. I haven't played that since Game Room Dudes. We discovered that you weren't actually playing each other when you was playing it. I have not played it since then for a second. So that is definitely what's the least. That's the least played game in here. Period. Because the IRK would definitely get played as a jukebox, or if I have the game playing on my phone because I have the NFL app, and sometimes I'll have the phone positioned right in front of me on above the player one and player two buttons, say like on Blitz or whatever, and I have it Bluetooth to the IRK and it's filling up the whole basement with the game. So IRK definitely has a purpose in my game room. Definitely has uses. Definitely gets played. But definitely the NBA Jam gets the least because I turn it on because everything gets turned on. Sometimes I may not turn it on because it doesn't come on when I tell Google to turn it on. I have to hit the switch, but I have to hit the switch on Blitz now and KI and the NBA Jam. So unless I hit the switch, those things aren't going to come on. Let's see. I've been talking. Let me find out what you guys are talking about. I wouldn't mind seeing Arcade1Up do a generic black basis and start doing a line of countertops with full size control panels. Let me digest that. Generic black bases and doing a line of countertops with full size control panels. So Are you saying you want to be able to put your own graphics on and put your own games in it, or you want to be able to buy those uh, cabinets with pre-built games, but no markings of a particular game? That way you can customize it. Mike, let me know. And people should realize at games, Arcade and Arcade1Up have their own lanes carved out. Uh, tired of the arguments. I like them all. Yeah, right. You can't be a lover of the home arcade market and hate one of the contributors, the very few contributors that make it possible for you to have a home arcade. That's just so it's so ridiculous. There's some things I don't like about all these companies, right? There's something I don't like about all these companies because nobody's perfect. Everybody's working within in their bounds of their expertise, the bounds of their licensing, the bounds of the market that they can reach. They all have limitations. None of them are limitless. So there's something to complain about all of them, but there's something to enjoy from all of them. And it's just silly to see grown men acting like children and bickering and crying and doing these silly videos, getting personal with people, getting personal really over, I almost cuss, over a toy, over a cabinet, crying about something's too small, too big, whatever fits the consumer is what fits them. What fits your need? I said the other day, we all don't live in the same style of house. We don't all drive the same style of car. Hell, we're not even sitting right now in the same style of chairs. Our feet aren't on the same style of carpet. Our hands are not on the same style of keyboard. We're not talking on the same style of phone. We're not watching this on the same model, the same company of computers. Why is all of a sudden when we get into the home arcade market, we all have to think one way and that's the way you think? How bizarre and ridiculous is that? But to each their own. I always say it, and if it's mean, it's mean. If it was not for the arcade, most of these people that are acting like big old babies will only have one person in their audience, and that's their grandma. Nobody will give them the time of day to hear anything they have to say. But the internet, unfortunately, wherever you fall into the market, it gives them a bandstand. It gives them a stage to stand on. But because we have no, we don't have a whole lot of options, right? We even if we turn you off, somebody else is talking about them, right? So without the internet, they would just have their grandmother. So thankfully, they've been able to expand their audience a little more with the internet. So that's cool, I guess. What up, Goofy Foot? What's going on? They could make new flush risers and kick plates for some easy money. Yeah, the kick panels. I think I would pick up one with just the faux coin door on it, and slide it into, say, Golden Tee, if they made that available. It's funny because I was talking to JC over at Tulsa years ago. Like, man, you need to do these faux coin doors. This is going to be huge. People want this. He was like, I don't see the justification. But he's a one-man shop. He's got priorities. He's got to go where the customers are demanding. But I'm sure he's looking at it now if he's not already doing it. But I saw it because it's part of the cabinet that people like, especially when it's lit up. So hopefully the next step is for Arcade1Up to make all of those lit. It doesn't take much for them to light those things up. It's it's just a light. Come on. Let me stop ranting for a minute. Let me see what you guys are saying over here. I'm very excited about the deluxe cabs. I hope they shy away from the riser look. If you take a look closer at the casino cave, it actually appears to be removable like the arcade. Yeah, and even the Pro, they built it kind of like almost like iArcade, but not quite. you make the base and then you put the top on. It just has these weird panels that overlap and not a clean cut like the iArcade or MVSC or whatever that little red cabinet is. So again, you guys got to think about it. You got to think about it. They were making all of these cookie cutter cabinets, right? The assembly line, all they had was you stamp out this shape and you apply the artwork to it, right? So it takes time for them to get with new vendors or to change the design of the line to make these cabinets along with those. I worked in automotive. I know how the die process is to make those parts, the supply chain to get those the tools changed to be able to make these different cuts and things like that, and the mass production. So it takes time for those things to do. Once they have it established, it's easier to do, but still is obviously less money to make a one stamp cookie cut, right? So they're already going beyond what's comfortable for them and what eats into their margins, right? They're eating into their margins to make these things more customizable. And you want them at the same price. You still want them $2.99, and they're making all these changes in production and stuff like that. So again, we got to taper our expectations based on our needs and our wants. They can't give us everything we want, but they're continuing to change and evolve and get better. So I think that's what you guys have been asking for. They're giving you what you're asking for, and you still find something to cry about. I just don't get it. My favorite Arcade1Up cab is my Tron. That thing is phenomenal. They went all out. I always show that one off. Yeah, I was always a fan of Tron. I never was really good at Tron. It was always risky to put my quarter in there and play because the spiders was going to get me. The car I was going to crash sooner than the other people. So I love it, but I just didn't take the plunge with it because it definitely will look cool as heck in here. But I only have so much space, so much resources. So I know I get the things I know I'm definitely going to play. I definitely would enjoy it, and I'd like to have Tron. If I can get that at a good deal, if someone sells theirs off because they want to get something bigger and better, I definitely would look to do that. Yep. Just wait till they go on sale. But again, you risk not getting them at all, right? Like the Star Wars cabinet, you can't find them anywhere. So you risk not getting them by waiting too long. So you have to decide when's the best time. And I say if it's ever available from Sam's Club gives you your money back if it goes down. And it's supposed to be within a certain amount of time, but they don't stick to that. So if it's available from Sam's Club in your area, I would buy any cabinet from them versus from someone else, just for that reason. Let me see if Mike Hawk Hertz gave me more information. In other words, they should continue party case and start doing full-size control panels and sell a premium base to put them up on, but allow the counter case to be interchangeable, or the party case or countertops to be interchangeable. Now, I never really got the party case because I just don't have I don't have walls. I don't have doors down here, so I don't have anywhere to put a party case. I don't have countertops in that supply where I can put it on the countertop, and so I would get a regular cabinet because the price is fairly close, right? So it has to fit the appropriate things. But then if you're getting a counter base, then aren't you at the 3/4 scale cabinet, Mike? Everybody's got to weigh out what they want. I'm not a fan of the counter case that don't have batteries. That's why I modified mine, because everywhere the limited places that I can put my counter case at, there's no power. There's no power there. I'm not gonna have extension cords going across. So it just makes sense to me. No other small counter case works with a cord. I don't get that. So I don't know why Arcade1Up hadn't made these counter cases, and even the party case. The party case should be self-powered. I mean, this battery in my counter case, they last for weeks. And if I never use it, they don't drain. So I just wish they would make the party case and the countercades where they have their own power. Um, so what's wrong with arcade when I'm trying to do a little both? Rehash for those that want it and new ones. Yeah. So clearly they're going to do new cabs, Jay, man, right? They're clearly going to do new cabs. It's just not coming fast enough for the people who want them, right? They're angry because they're rehashing. They're ignoring reality for their own needs. Arcade1Up is not going to make money by making cabinets that a few people want over making cabs that a lot of people want. That wouldn't be smart business, and they wouldn't be in the business to give these people what they want if they worked off the philosophy that these people are demanding, right? It doesn't make any sense. They got to make money from the masses to be able to feed the diehards. I'd love to have Blitz if Arcade only sold it in Italy. Yeah, that Blitz is a lot of fun. I had never really I never played Blitz that I'm aware of. That is a lot of fun. My teenage kids always play arcade over the arcade one. Yeah, it makes sense. Those games are something they probably have on their phone, or they've seen. They can relate to those games. They don't know these old arcade games. But I tell you, if you put Blitz in your arcade room, the teenagers would definitely love that. Blitz is a lot of fun. I was going to say this looked like Bullwinkle's Family Fun Center. They don't have a Tron. Yeah, this is called Pinball Pete's in Ann Arbor, Michigan. What up, Dan Z? Right back at you. I think you were saying preach. I stopped watching content creators that fight over toys. Yeah, it's a waste of time, waste of effort, waste of energy to be acting like that, man. Like I heard somebody saying the other day, I'm 58 years old. I'm 58 years old. I'm like, well, can you act like you're 58 years old? Because that's pretty childish. I wouldn't be broadcasting that if I was acting like that. Do I still play my VR? Yes, but Al, we have so many toys. There's so many hours in a day. Plus I make content, and this time of year, when I have the most time to play everything, I make my most content. It's cold outside, but I definitely play all that. I was just playing the Pro Era, the football game where you actually can be the quarterback on any team. That is a lot of fun. So yeah, I do play that. I hadn't even really played my my Switch playing golf in the last 2 weeks or so, because holidays, family and friends and stuff like that, and football going into playoffs. So I hadn't even played that. So I get a little bit of time in with everything. Now the VR is always a little more difficult than anything else to play because you have to have open space. You have to have open space to play where you're not crashing into anything. And like Christmas, all these boxes come out for all the decorations, then all the boxes get packed up, and so I just cleared my space again of all the boxes, and I still have some boxes I consolidated some things in, so I got to throw these boxes out. So VR is just always a little difficult for me because I really have two places to play in my area, where the man cave area and up in the family room upstairs. And my wife is usually occupying that space upstairs, and there's usually something down here that's in my way. So that's the only limitation with the VR. Otherwise, I would be playing that a lot more often. Connections to 3/4 scale. I don't remember. I'm open. But the converter boards required the same way. I think it is. I think it's the same connector, but there's a different board that you have to get in order to use a Pi with it. I forget who. What's his name? The guy that was doing the hacks on the arcade. One of the names right on the tip of my tongue. I cannot think of his name, but he had this board that you could use that monitor. Just snagged A Blitz for $249. Can't wait. Awesome, awesome. You're going to enjoy that for sure. Um, Someone wants to know where you got it from. You set up some alerts through Google, I'm sure. Costco had a deal by his house for $349, $50 in club money, instant savings, another $50, $299 if you have the reward membership. I have both Sam's Club and Costco, and I did see Costco was the first time I saw Blitz in person, where you can actually play it. The only time I saw Sam's Club where they had the demo up at the time when they cut the price down $300. So I don't know why. Again, my local Sam's Club never had the Blitz out. When I bought it at the full price, it was not on the floor. It had never been on the floor. It was only in the back, and you had to know about it and buy it online to pick up in the store. By the time they put them out on the floor, they had the price down. So it's not like they had them out there and people weren't buying them. They had them in the back ready to sell them at the price that they had them. Only suckers like me bought it at full price because we went online looking for it and bought it to be picked up. But they never had them out until they had them with the lower price. And they had a model put together, but it was up on the higher shelf where you couldn't actually walk up to it, and it definitely wasn't plugged up. You would think it would at least been plugged up so you could, with the sound blaring, so people be attracted to it, but it wasn't. And so I'm assuming somebody bought that unit. Now my next door neighbor, across the street neighbor, his brother works up there, and I had told him, I say, get with your brother-in-law about getting that demo unit. So hopefully he got it. So I don't know if he did or not. I want a Daytona. You know, I definitely want a race. I definitely want a race car because I'm missing a driving game. And I definitely want a shooter. I'm thinking Time Crisis would be what I would want, or House of the Dead. The T2 didn't appeal to me at all. That's not a game that I ever even been compelled to play at all. And definitely for just the one game in there, kind of sucked. So I definitely hadn't bought that. How long I've been going here? I don't even have the time. Oh boy, I think I've been going over. What time I start? 10 o'clock. So hour and a half. So I better wrap this up, guys. Hey guys, if you're interested in seeing more where I'm talking and just interacting with you guys, he'll take a House of the Dead over Time Crisis. Like the video, man. Like the video. Hit that like button. Let me know. You know, and here's my dilemma. I've always had. My channel is different than a lot of other content creators. I seldom talk about things that I'm not actually involved with, that I actually have my hands on, right? And I don't buy cabinets that I don't have cabinets that I don't actually buy. You know, at games that giving me a discount on the Gamer Pro. Outside of that, I've bought in all the cabinets, so it's limited to what I can talk about, right? Because I only have so much room for whatever cabinets I have, and I talk about what I'm doing. If I get a new cabinet, you see a build video, right? And I'm talking about it. So my content is lesser than what other people can do, and I just don't get the you know, I make some great content. People come and they enjoy it, they say it's great, but I don't get the thousands of views like other people do. So only way I know that you guys care about the content, like the content, is for you to watch it, for you to thumbs it up, to share it. You know what I mean? Because I would do this the same thing whether somebody was watching, whether it's one person here or 50 people here. You know, I'm still going to talk about it because that's who I am. I talk about things that are passionate to me, that I want to talk about, and I've been that way since 2006 or 2009, whenever I joined this platform, and I'll continue to do that. But I appreciate you guys who have subscribed. I know I'm like probably 30 people from 5,000, so I'm excited about that because that's a nice round number. So I appreciate you guys coming to watch. I appreciate you guys chatting, sharing your thoughts, sharing the love, sharing the love for arcades, sharing the love for our game rooms and these toys that us grown men get to indulge on. Uh, I definitely, for people who have children and grandkids, to be able to share this passion with those newer, younger generations, so they can have some memories that they can think on when they think about you, when they think about coming to your house. They can have these good memories that they can share and reflect on the same way that we reflected on. For us, it was the arcades that we had these fond memories. For your kids and grandkids, it's going to be your home. Going to grandpa's house, going to dad's house, um, getting to enjoy these things. And this is the only exposure that they'll get to this type of technology is through your love and passion for it. So I appreciate you for keeping this trend going, keeping the love for arcades alive. And to next time, guys, I appreciate you. I love you. And I'll see you on the web. Yeah, Lions did a great job, Paul. Thanks, man. Seattle did good too, so they couldn't proceed with them winning. Um, thanks everybody. Just show some of love, spread some of the love. I appreciate you guys. Uh, I'll have to pick a regular day and time that way I can be consistent. You guys watch all the shows. Give me some suggestions later in the chat when the video's there, not in the chat but in the comments. What time frame works good for you guys? I'll try and fit in between all the other content creators and be consistent on a weekly basis, just to share my thoughts with you guys. I appreciate you guys, man. You guys are good people for spreading the love, coming out, supporting us all. I appreciate that. Uh, thank you. You guys have a good night.